Hi, my name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer, and today I'm in the island of Patmos. That's just a rock. I'm on the island, and it's in Greece, and I've been doing a mystical class, and it just finished. So I had this video sitting in me, like in my psyche, for almost this whole week, probably this whole week, but I didn't feel like it was time to do it yet. And then now I am. So I'm resistant as well. I don't want to put this out. I know why in my logical mind, but I want people to be free and to experience, like joy in your life. And look, I have my heart shirt on from my breakup songs. But anyway, I just moved this out of the way. So, all right, let's begin. I have a lesson today, and that I was given. A YouTube video came up in my feed the other day, and it was answering a bunch of the questions that I had, or the concerns that I had, and I still stand by what I put in my last video when I was at Poseidon's temple, where it was like BRO, be in the presence, just be, really, just that. O was only that, and cis was stay in spirit, stay in your soul self, in your deeper I am self. And so you'll see, I have a mosquito bite. You'll see in this teaching today that it will still bring us back to our present, our deeper soul self, our I am self. That's always, I just have a feeling now, that's always where we're going to get our true answers for how to navigate through life's problems. But so that's why, one part of the reason I hesitated, because I don't want to go back in my mind. Ego wants to try to control things, and it's like as soon as you say God, then you've named the absolute infinite beingness, love, emanating love, this great mystery that we are a part of and out of. And when you do that, then sometimes you reduce it, and you forget to enter into the mystery again of what that is. So I don't myself want to leave the mystery. I never want to leave the mystery. But I saw this video, and this woman gave 3 steps. So I'll put her in the description, because I totally ought to do that, because she inspired me by her video. It's like she said 3 things, and what they did in me was, I'm a psychologist for the past 20 years. And so I have experience. So I have a knowing of what she brought up. So I'm not using her teaching. I'm just was inspired by the 3 things she said that the feminine ought to do, the feminine in us. If we're feminine, or for the masculines, there's a masculine side and a feminine side. So I don't know what the masculines ought to do right now. I'm just going to let that go and focus on the feminine. And, I'm not going to tell people, don't watch this if you're a man. It's just, this is what the feminine, we can do as the feminine aspect, if we are the feminine aspect in a relationship, or in how we operate in this world. Now, sometimes it's important for us to go into our masculine, but not in distorted masculine. I don't want to make it too complicated, but because the more you're just in your being self, the more you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But I know for me, I grew up where things weren't getting done. So I had to go in a masculine, and I was modeled a distorted masculine. So it's like I had to get things done. I couldn't trust that things were going to happen. Anyway, so that's kind of how this came about. We'll see. Okay, let's go. I wrote it down this time. I saw this other guy. I like his videos, and he was just using a notebook. And you guys know, I totally believe in using what you have, and in keeping it really simple, so that, but you know, also we can have visuals. So there's 3 things we can do to move out of pushing the masculine away. I think I cried for like maybe 4 hours, maybe not straight, but 4 hours when I first saw this video a week ago, because I just realized I was doing this, and I didn't at first. It was completely subconscious. Now, some of the time I wasn't doing this. I'll just tell you what the first one is, okay? So, with a guy, or I was also applying this showed up in my relationship with God, with the divine, with divine love, and with the world, and with the masculine in myself, okay? So maybe I write those things down on the notebook, but don't try to prove your worth, all right? When I keep trying to prove my worth, I'm saying to the man, or to God, let's say to divine love, or to the universe, you have to keep proving your worth to me. I'm in my, when I am trying to prove my worth to some person, underneath it's saying, I doubt that I am worth you loving me. I doubt my worth. If I keep trying to prove my worth, at my job, I'm continually, subconsciously communicating, I don't believe I'm worth. I don't know my worth. What is your worth? I see, when we have confidence. So like I have a lot of confidence right now because I got to Patmos and I just did the class, and I've been more in my being self and know my real worth, and am more comfortable with going there. Comfortable is able to come forth. Comfortable. And so the more confident I am, the more I exude this confidence, and other people around me are confident and feel like they can just be themselves, and they are safe to move into presence. I wrote down this one experience that I had, and I wrote it down as like one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. And it seems like the smallest thing, but one time I was with a friend, and it was like we were just sitting, and I was like, what are you doing? It was dark, so I was like, what are you doing? And my friend was like, I'm just relaxing. To me, that was like, what does that mean? Like, relax is to let go. And I was taught, and his dad, okay, so my dad wrote, a book, and his dad, when he showed his dad the book, the first thing his dad said, well, this other guy we know wrote 80 books or something like that. Now my dad's written over 100 books, and I don't know if he still knows his worth. So whatever, like that's his life, and I wish him love. But this is like, I grew up, you always have to keep proving your worth, because I saw my dad, he kept trying to prove his worth. And my mom, I don't know, I won't go into my mom right now, but when someone said I'm relaxing, I was like, what does that mean? And I cared about this person, and so it was like I trusted what this person was telling me was something valuable. And I just was like, what? We can do that? We can just relax? So I let go, and that was like maybe the best 10 minutes of my life so far. I don't know if it was 10 minutes, how long I could let go. But it's so funny because it seems so small. And this is also why I didn't want to make this video yet, because I was like, I don't have to make a video. I don't have to make any more videos. I don't have to. I never felt like I had to. I just listen to intuition, and intuition says, always when I make my videos, I got this in my heart a long time ago. It said, you know, let go of any of the outcomes. Make an effort to just do the video because this is what you're inspired to do, and let go of, and this is why I'm doing this, because I don't want to make this video. I'm like scared of the outcome of this video, even though I'm confident in my being self. Oh, I just turned 11:11. Maybe you'll see why I didn't want to make this video in the end. But anyway, so relax. Dr. Circus in Montreal taught us to relax is to let go. And so let go of control, let go of, oh, that's the next step you'll see. But okay, so stop trying to prove your worth. When we're trying to prove our worth, we're putting out the message subconsciously that, or unconsciously, I doubt I am worth you loving me. I doubt it. And so I keep trying and trying to prove my worth. My dad never had to write all those books to prove his worth. He was already worth loving. I am worth loving. You are worth loving. We are all, I always say this to my clients, you're worth 100% of love, 100% of the time. You are always worth loving before you changed anything. Aw, Elliot said that to me in a dream, and he said as much in real life. But one time I had this vision, this dream. I was really dreaming the day before I got to see him when I lived in Montreal. Well, I got to see him a day early down in Vermont somewhere, I think. I can't remember where I drove. And it was so great. But in my dream, I was like, Elliot, I changed all these things. I healed all these things. I'm not annoying. No. You know, like, and he looked at me and he was like, I loved you before you changed anything. And that was what I felt around him, is I felt like not judged, you know. I'm talking about Elliot Smith. He was a friend of mine anyway. In this life, he was a musician, among other things. Okay, so anyway, stop trying to prove your worth, because that just keeps you in ego, and it keeps you running on this, it keeps you identified with ego. It keeps you identified with what I can do, being a human doing instead of a human being. It keeps you out of your being self. It keeps you identified with something that's less than you, that's not you, that the world tells us to keep identifying with that. And it also makes the guy insecure, the masculine energy in this relationship insecure, because it keeps telling him, you have to prove your worth. You're not worth. You haven't measured up yet. You know, I love you conditionally. And it's not about not having boundaries. It's important to have boundaries, and it's important if you value yourself as you value yourself, and stop trying to prove your worth to yourself. Just know your worth and be in that worth and be in your present self. You'll have good boundaries. I could go on a long time about that, but let's go on to number 2. Is this feeling, and I think I surrendered this like a million times, so I was aware of this already, but I have to make something happen. When I think I have to make something happen, then underneath that I doubt it will unfold. I doubt things beautiful will unfold. Look at this. Look at this fake island that I'm on. Like, beautiful things unfold, you know? It's learning how to trust again and learning how to be present in your I am self, in your deeper self. When I keep telling myself I have to make things happen, it's again the human doing instead of the human being. You don't know how to just relax and be in yourself and allow the processes to unfold. Like, let it be, you know, like I sang that Let It Be song that one time. It's reiterating, you know, it can repeat childhood. It's like, I have to make my parents show up because they weren't showing up. I have to make someone. It's controlling. It's what the ego does. The ego tries to control things and calculate things, and it takes you out of the creative process. It's just reiterating, I doubt that this will happen unless I make it happen. And, okay, well, I'll give this example. Let me try to shield like who I'm talking about. But I heard about this couple. I actually saw them, and it was so pretty. It was so beautiful. The story, it just warmed my heart. And I look at it like a manifestation. Like, I'm so glad that this came across my path. It's just these two people that had like a crush on each other, and they didn't tell each other. And then like years later, they were both single and a little bit older because they were young when it happened. Like my Hackensack song, you know. I used to know you when you were young. You were in all my dreams. We sat together in period 1. Fridays at 8:15. It was just like that. It was just like that. So I'm so glad I sang that song, because maybe being in that energy and in that vibration, that frequency or whatever, I don't know what you guys believe about life, but I know that like when you're in that, then sometimes stuff like that happens in your life and it comes across your path. And so sweet though. And so like, it was just so simple. I was like, what? Wait, just relax, you know? It was, they both just like, I don't know how it happened. The guy, I think, just told the girl like, hey, you know, I had a crush on you. And the girl was like, oh, I always had one on you, you know? And then now they're dating and it's sweet. But, I mean, that happens a lot of the time, so this doesn't have to identify any couple that I'm talking about. But, you know, boy meets girl. I don't know. I just like the sweetness of it, you know? Sometimes our minds make things so complicated, and then all of our childhood stuff can get all in, and I don't know. I think the more we learn how to just be in presence, the more that stuff can just unfold. Like, I know for me, I won't go into it. I mean, I know you guys know I'm always transparent, but for me, it's just like I get that a lot. I do get that a lot now. You know, people coming towards me, but it's just not, you know, a mutual thing, or not the right time, or I don't know. I won't go into all of that, but it's just like, after I had this video and after I was contemplating these ideas and letting them sink in and going, oh, look at that dynamic, when I keep trying to make something happen and stay in my ego identity and identify with that, then it just getting my hands, I think Rumi or someone was saying, it's like, when you're trying to cook a fish, you can't keep poking at it. Or I thought of like blueberry muffins. You don't keep opening the oven and checking on them. Just put them in the oven and let them bake and know that they will, Oh, my yoga teacher always says, because it's a video, so he's saying it every time I do it, just trust the forms. They'll do the work, just be present in your yoga forms, and I won't gonna flex my arm right now, but they'll do the work. They do. And so anyway, it's just sweet. And so why not? It doesn't have to be all complicated like our childhood. And I don't know. Okay, the last one was take the do. This is the other ones were don't, like move away from, take the energy away from doing those things, because they just keep you in ego identification, and they keep the other person in lack of confidence and keep you in lack of confidence, because you're trusting in something less than your deeper I am self, your self that's connected to a source, to divine love. That's what those things are doing. It keeps perpetuating the lack of trust that you might have experienced in childhood. But don't beat yourself up. Just allow. To just allow that, like, whatever, we just do what we do until we know better, or until we're so tired of the pain that we shift out of that, or we pray enough for divine love to intervene and give us a new perspective. So the last one of these three for us to do as women, because this is the feminine energy, this is returning back into the feminine. The feminine receives, the male goes out and the female receives. And so, and what I was talking about, a lot of the male does take action, he goes from point A to point B, and like, this is what needs to be done, and this is how I'm going to do it, and takes action. And I won't go into the male because I'm just focusing on the female today. The female chooses. I choose to receive you or not receive you. Like, I can choose to receive you into my life or not. There's a power in that. Dr. Sarkis would teach us about that. Surkis, this lovely Jewish man that was my mentor, that was a psychologist in Montreal when I lived there. I did my internship years ago. So take the focus off this other person or this form. It's like a form, whatever that form is. Like, will I get this job, this promotion, this boyfriend, this bag of money? I don't know, but just a form. Take it off the form. I'm kind of changing what that lady said, because I looked at it more as a universal thing, and put it back into your deep I am presence. Your the Christ in you. More, it says, you must become greater, I must become less. More of the part of you that's connected to divine, to this, to love, to divine love. The more you know how to be in that, the less you need anything out external at all. Like, you don't, I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. I totally care about life, but I don't care about making anything happen, because I don't need anything to happen right now. And I don't have to prove my worth, because it's boring for me to prove my worth. And I don't want to make things happen, because I really I'm more interested in what happened with that guy and that girl I was talking about, that woman and that man, and how beautiful that was. How it's just like, oh, do you have a crush on me? I have a crush on you. Okay, let's see where that goes or unfolds, it's that's so much more fun to me than trying to make something happen that's not mine to make, because I don't feel the need to force anything. You don't have to force. The more you get into this I am self, and so that's what this is. Okay, so it's like, take the focus off that person, the form of that person, and put it back on your deep I am presence. Learn how to get in this expansive consciousness. This there's you have all these thoughts and all these ideas about your worth or about what I need to make happen or whatever. And there's this deeper part of you that's behind that. That's the observing eye. That's the part that just, when Elliot said in my dream, it was like a really vivid, like lucid dream type of thing. It was like he was right here. It was more than like he was right here. It felt more real than reality. When he's like, Cheryl, I loved you before you changed anything. It was like one of the deepest experiences of my life. It was really, really sweet. And he meant it. And I knew him enough in real life to know that he did mean it. And I cared about him the same way. Like, I loved him no matter what was going on external in his life, or I just like loved his soul self, and I felt like he loved my soul self. And anyway, but take your focus off that form and put it back in your deep I am presence. The more you know how to just be. And even with all of this stuff coming up, like, oh, what are these thoughts? What are these thoughts? Just allow them to be. And it's like, oh, I don't want those to be there. I don't want this to be there. And it's just like, just allow it. And once I stopped resisting it, then it's like, oh, wait, what do I really want? What I really want is like a relationship that goes like this, where both people are just interested in each other, and that's fun. And whatever else, I'm not interested in that. So like, yeah, be in this expansive joy, love, consciousness. And so if I keep focusing on this other person, or like my dad kept focusing on his dad, and he says this publicly, so I'm not telling any of his personal information. He's a public figure. So if he kept focusing on trying to please his dad, who was not pleasable, by writing more and more and more and more and more and more books, and by getting more famous or getting more money or getting whatever, he was on Oprah. Like, he sold a million copies of his book after that. He'd sold, I don't know how many before that, so whatever. But as long as, we'll use my dad as an example, as he kept trying to get his worth from his own dad, he was never knowing his worth. He was never just being in his own presence and comfortable with that, and like, just like letting the sun shine on his heart, That's how it's like, let the sun shine through me and be in your being self. And as you go in that, then that's your real worth. I think someone's coming. Let's see. If they're coming, I'll wrap this up. Yeah, okay, they're coming. And so the more you don't do that, the more you say, you're communicating, I'm not worth being present with. I'm not worth other people being present with me, because I'm not being present with me. I keep trying to find my worth and validation outside, externally. And that's like a repetition of childhood. That's what I was just describing. You are trying to get it from somewhere else. Parents, things, achievements. All right, hold on. Hi, how are you guys? Here, I'll do this. I'm making a video, but I'm covering it. Okay. Enjoy the beach. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. I think that's over. I think I'm done. I'm done. That's it. All right. Much love. So I just walked up from the beach, but I thought of something else. Is when you Oh, now those people are coming over towards where I am now. When you, oh, look at the water. It's like turquoise over there. When you keep trying to prove your worth, then you're out of this place of knowing your worth. You're out of this place of, like, if you're the feminine, and you have some people call it like high priestess knowledge. That might be weird for you to understand, but you have your intuition. You have your intuition. You're connected to the divine. You're like Mary. Like Mary said, "Let it be unto me as you wish," as when she was going to birth Christ. This is funny. Look at that. It's like Gelassenheit is the word in German. What they've taught me is like surrender. It's like surrender to serenity. And the more we learn how to be in that kind of place, the more things just flow. They flow, and you're in trust and in original love and peace and joy. And that's like, we were created out of that. And so return to that is just to return to our true nature. And to be in a state of trying to prove all the time is to forget your real nature, is to forget your real deeper I am self. And to, what was it? Don't let go of trying to prove your worth, let go of trying to make things happen. Is, if I'm making things happen, then I'm not listening to my intuition, and I'm not connecting to the deeper love that can flow through me, that makes something far more profound and deeper and more powerful than what my ego mind can just come up. That's just like, if I'm like Michelangelo and I just was like, I need to make a statue today, instead of looking at the block of marble and seeing with my inner vision what's in that, and allowing it to form, to be. It's hard to put in words, but you'll get it. It's like the artist, letting the artist in you be alive. All right, much love.